What's up, folks? Sean the Average Angler bringing a new video to you today. Thanks for taking the time to click on the video. Hopefully you enjoy the content. If so, click that like and subscribe down below. Become part of the Average Angler community. On this channel, I try and teach you some of the minute information that I've experienced and learned over the past 45 years of bass fishing to help you catch more fish. Our weather trends over the next week to 10 days, 2 weeks, are looking really good. Like warming temperatures, the cold temps are going away. I have my garage door open today. There's no ice on the cars this morning. That means good things. Hopefully, warming water temperatures, nicer days on the water, because I've had enough of the brisk, windy, cold stuff myself. So I thought it would be fitting to do a video on spring baits. This isn't necessarily a month type thing. This is more of a spring type thing. And these baits I have picked out here for you, you're going to see a theme of cover water, okay? But it's going to be done in quite a few different ways. We're going to start out with natural lakes, meaning not reservoirs, but natural lakes, okay? Around me, Clear Lake, for instance. Fish in natural lakes tend to move quickly. When things start to change, they tend to move fairly quickly. Now remember, we're still gonna have overnight temps are gonna be a little chilly in the morning, but hopefully not freezing. You'll usually see a pretty active bite first thing, and then it might be a little lull for a little bit. And as those temperatures get up there and the water starts to warm, you'll see it on your graph. That's when things should really get going. I have a multitude of baits here. We will just start big and go smaller, I guess. Look, guys, there's a ton of other baits, and I know anytime I do one of these, people always say, what about this? What about that? Well, look, this time of year, I'm gonna probably have 12 to 14 rods on the deck with all kinds of different things, right? One of those this time of year for covering water, we'll just start with that, is going to be an A-rig of some sorts, okay? An A-rig is just hard to beat. Great for covering water. You can fish it all up and down through the water column. It is a natural prey for bass, right? The difference now is I'm going to upsize my bait some. On Clear Lake, that's going to be probably around in the 4.8 size Kitech. On an underspin, I may go up to the 5.3, but we're still going to be right in that 4.8 to 5.3 range. This is the water's warming. We're really looking for those females. As that water's warming, they're going to be looking or heartier meals, especially if one just happens to run across them. Let's hope they eat it, right? Anyway, that's what I do. This bait is a Clear Lake favorite, glide bait. That is the Jointed Claw by Craft, okay? Similar type of build and design to a S-Waver, only you'll see the detail not like an S-Waver, and hence the price. These are, I think, around 70 bucks. Yep, $68, okay? Glide baits, you shouldn't lose a lot of them. As long as you don't cast it off, you should be good to go. It comes with a clip in the package right there, you'll see. Like I said, I like to keep my glide baits stored in this package. You'll see there's a clamshell to keep your tail protected, and the box, it's really easy to change them in and out. I generally, if I make adjustments, it's usually at night. Tournament day, that's different, but when I'm practicing, I tend to make adjustments when I get off the water for the next day based on what I saw throughout the day. Hence why my day twos are so much better than my day ones. In line with that bigger bait, another one, you want to fish the bottom. That G-Rat Baits Executioner, this is a top hook. I like these, they're ready to go, right? Tie it on, you're ready to go. Get yourself a nice heavy rod, some 20-pound test. and get out there and swim that along the bottom. That color is called Dirty Hitch. Okay, I'm gonna have a couple chatterbaits rigged up, to be honest with you, but I like to get into that red and black, right? Or red, the fire craw there. I don't have another one right here, but fire craw. And then I like to have either a green pumpkin or black and blue, depending on the watercolor. Okay, if it's cleaner water, I'm gonna go the green pumpkin. If it's dirtier, I'm gonna go to that black and blue. Like I said, I like to have two on. I'm almost always throwing a 1/2 ounce. It's not to have a different size on, it's just to have two different colors so I can go back and forth and see what's working that day. All right, next in line, the good old BDS 3. Lucky Craft BDS 3 is just a phenomenal bait. If you have any BDS 4s, they can be excellent. I don't think they make them anymore. I have a few. If the water's dirty, I might go to that brighter color, but they're gonna be able to see the red pretty well. There is a BDS 4, one of my prized possessions. The difference is it's just a little bit bigger, okay? Anyway, the BDS 4, I believe, is not made anymore, unless they brought it back. Everybody seems to be on that kick right now of discontinuing things, bringing things back. To me, it's kind of a sales ploy, because we as anglers, when we can't get what we like, all of a sudden it reappears for a limited run, we go crazy, right? The Yamamoto Sandshoe, for instance. They discontinued it, they brought it back, and it sold out in like no time. So who knows, maybe they'll bring it back. Another alternative, if you got grass, wood, stuff around, that Hybrid Hunter can be a phenomenal bait. Remember, folks, this is not a crankbait, okay? Don't throw this on a crankbait rod. You will be disappointed. Get yourself an iRod 764C. They're 149 bucks. Throw it on that. It says light flipping junk rod. It's a parabolic bend though, okay? But it's a heavy enough rod to deal with the Hybrid Hunter. It's not a crankbait. Looks like maybe a crankbait, it's not a crankbait. Who can go out in the spring without an LV500? You're like, it depends. I still, again, am gonna go with those craw patterns. We're coming into spring. Those females should be wanting to eat high protein based meals. Nothing quite like a crawdad to help those eggs out, huh? Those were all moving baits. We're all covering water in search mode. When we find something, a lot of times those fish will be grouped up. There's a couple different things depending on where you find them that I might look to. One is either going to be a swing head. I like to throw the swing head around hard bottom. You can use a Z-Man, or not a Z-Man, a Zoom Z Craw is a good bait on that. And the other bait I use, there's your Zoom Z Craw. Okay, there's a lot of good baits you can fish on it. You can fish the Adrenaline Craw from X-Zone Lures, the Strike King Rage Bug, anything that has some kickers on the back. Another method, if you have a bottom that might be kind of a mixture of muck, mud, grass, would be the Carolina rig. And for the Carolina rig, I really like the Zoom Ultra Vibe Speed Craw. Carolina rig baits, I mean, you know, everybody has their favorites. The other one I'll use is a Strike King Perfect Hawg, or it's the Brush Hog bait. Okay, Brush Hog. Lizard's always good this time of year. And then if you're up around stuff, pull out your flip rig. I think it's a little bit early, but you never know. A lot of places like my local lake, when it warms up, if the water's up, they'll get up into the stuff and you can flip them. Clear Lake, there's always going to be some flip fish, especially when the water's as high as it is right now. But I use the moving baits to try and find and locate fish. What I do want to tell you is I will be doing videos more in depth on each of these techniques, okay? So throwing the swim bait, I'll do one for throwing the glide bait. I'll do one for throwing the chatterbait, just to get a little bit more in depth. So be on the lookout for those coming. We'll get them out to you. I want everyone to have a good spring, catch hopefully the fish of a lifetime, and see how many channel viewers we can get catching a PB. For me, it's a little difficult because I've caught a couple 12/8, so if I get one, I will be blessed. I am going to Clear Lake next month. Guess I better tell my wife because she doesn't know that yet. All right, I'm Sean the Average Angler. Those are spring baits for natural lakes. We'll see you on the next one.